Alright, how's it going, book nerds? Thomas here with another book review. Today we're going to be going over Spiderwick Book 2, which I do actually have here. Book 2 is called The Seeing Stone, and for good reason. We'll start with the plot of this one. So, the plot of this one, they continue about a month and a half from the first book, where the three siblings, the twins and the older sister, are back in school now. Life's kind of going on as it does. And the main character, or well, Jared, I guess all three of them are basically the main character, but Jared already got in trouble at school. So he's kind of coming home, still upset, not really listening to anybody, and then his twin gets taken by goblins. And this is the story of how Jared and Mallory bond and come together to save Simon from the goblins. And I really like the plot of this one. I really like where they went from the first one and how it felt very continued. It felt very much like we were right back on the same track, right back in the same roller coaster, having the same joy. So yeah, for the start of this one, we are going to start the plot out with an 8 out of 10. Because I thoroughly enjoyed the plot. Like I said, I really liked how they continued straight on from the first one into the second one. And although there was a little time gap, it was only a month and a half, just enough time for them to kind of establish themselves in the house, get back into school. And then where they take it from there to showing the bonding of Jared and Mallory is, I thought this one was really good. I thought the plot was really solid. The opening, I think the opening on the first one was a little bit better, but I still liked the opening on this one because it still felt like you're dealing with the same characters, but you're getting to know a little bit more of them. And even with the move, things are kind of getting a little better for Jared, but not perfect because he's already getting in trouble. They show that right off the opening, but they show how they're bonding a little bit better and the siblings are getting along a little bit more. And Jared's just a little bit upset, and that's why he goes off to be by himself. And then he sees his brother getting taken by goblins. And that's kind of where they started out. I think it's a really good start. It pulls you in right away. And the fact that you have an immediate problem that needs to be solved that you can assume is going to take you through the book, I really enjoyed them doing that right off the bat. So I'm going to give the opening a 9 out of 10. And the pacing, I will say the same thing about Tony and Holly as I did in the first book. They knew who their audience was, they knew what age range they were shooting for, and the pacing, the story beats go from one to the other. Very smooth. They know how to... Every chapter is, here's the problem, let's ramp it up, here's the solution, here's the payoff, let's move into the next chapter with a little bit of info. I think their pacing is very, very well done, especially since I would say this book's probably for like 3rd, 4th graders maybe. If you got started reading later in life, this at latest is maybe a middle schooler book. But the pacing is very good. The action in it's very good. Like I said, the bonding of this one is a lot better than the first one. I liked this book significantly more than I liked the first one. And that is kind of what I was hoping for. But the pacing was the same in both of them. The pacing is very, very well done. So, I'm going to give the pacing a 10 out of 10. Because for the age range that they were shooting for and knowing what they were doing, I think they nailed it. I really do. I really think that they nailed it with the pacing on this one. The characters I think they did a much better job. The characters were one of the things I did not enjoy so much about the first one. I felt like they didn't give me much with the characters in the first book. And then this one, I feel like with Jared and Mallory, you really got more of their bonding, more of seeing who they are, how they interact with each other. The fact that Jared 100% cares very, very deeply about his brother, his twin, and about saving him and making sure that he does what he has to do, and he's fearless in the fact of saving his brother. I thought they did much better with this one and the characters than they did the first one. They really show you more of the two characters, and they do introduce a new character that is a fun, joyful, witty, scoundrel type character, and I was pretty excited to get introduced to that character and learn a little bit about him, the little bit that you do get to learn. So the characters on this one, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10 because I really do. I feel like they did a much better job with the characters on this one. The writing for the age group, I think, is a 9 out of 10. Writing overall as just a novelist or an author, I still think it's very good. So overall, I'm going to have to give the writing an 8 out of 10. The structure is very good. How they pull you in is really good. The dialogue is pretty good. I really do think a majority of the writing in this is very well done. So I'll be giving it an 8 out of 10. I really don't have any gripes on the writing, but I do understand that there is writing out there that is significantly better, so I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10, but I will give it what I think it deserves. And the power system, the magic system, you do get revealed a little bit more in this one. You get introduced to a new magic item, which allows you to kind of see things in the Fae world, and I really like how they do the magic items. I'm interested to see some more that they get into within the next couple of books. And I went to my library, so I already have the third one because I bought that one a while ago, and that one I got from a thrift store. And then my library had 4 and 5, which also I found out that there's a 6, 7, and 8. So after I do this series, I will do a review of the original series, and then I will read 6, 7, and 8. I'll do reviews on those, and then I will come back to do the overarching review. So, the power system, not only do you get introduced to a new magic item, but you also get to see kind of how the Fae can interact with humans and allow magic to kind of happen, which was a little gross and interesting, and I really liked it, and it made me giggle. So the power system, I feel like it's really coming into its own now. I don't think I gave it a grade last time, but this time I'm going to give the magic system a 7 out of 10 because I think it's ramping up, and I think by the end of this we might even be giving it a 9 out of 10. But for now I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because it's still very iffy on what is what. But I do really like it so far where it's at. The ending of this book, I feel like it just kind of slowed down. It very much allowed you to understand that there's another book coming. It's a happy ending. It was not the best part of the book, but it wasn't bad by any means. Everybody's rescued. There's still a mystery going on because one of their friends maybe is upset with them, and now they have to deal with that. But they don't really wrap that up, so that's definitely for the next book. So, as an ending, since you know it's a series, I think it's relatively strong because it is just the very routine happy-go ending let's go back home. We're safe now. Let's see mom. It's one of those. So I'm going to give the ending an 8 out of 10 because it wasn't anything special, but it wasn't bad by any means, and I did enjoy it. With that being said, overall, all in all, the Spiderwick Chronicles Book 2, The Seen Stone, I'm going to have to give an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a very solid read. It's another one that, again, I think you can read in an afternoon. It's a great one to read to your kids. It's a great one if you're a teacher to have in your classroom. It's one that I definitely recommend to any younger readers out there. Give it a try. I think it's something that will make you laugh, something that will make you be interested in the characters, and it's a good start for the fantasy world. So, all in all, 8 out of 10. And once again, thank you guys for coming and joining me on this review. I'll be back with more soon, and you guys enjoy your 2026. Have a good one.